No, but we have to make sure everyone can hear it. Yeah.
I'm gonna sing Charlotte.
No.
Charlotte. Oh,
Well, you can leave.
and don't forget other children.
The hope is we're going to screen record and everything's going to work out and it's going to be perfect. And I can just put it in post and then we're going to vibe out.
Strange things can happen here.
Oh, wait. I just want to I'm really quick going to just go smell outside. The air looks... Phew. Okay. So we are about to get down with the Draw My Life. Okay. Every love story starts a hetero man, a hetero woman. She has hail. Heart. They fell in love. His name is Tony. Her name is Heather. They fell in love. They had their first little kid. It was a goal. Her name was Alex. Now, Alex grew up to be about 3, and she was like, oh my God, I want a brother. So, my parents begrudgingly shot out me in 1995. That's right. Moving on, as you can see by our arrow, grew up in this little, it was a little small town, you could say, East Aurora. But I always loved music. So, at the age of like maybe 8 or 9, I asked my mom to take piano lessons, and this piano teacher was a So I played piano for a little bit. Meanwhile, like Club Penguin, looking up wieners on Google, but all that came up was like Oscar Mayer wieners, and it was underwhelming. What else was I doing? I was on the computer a lot. Stardoll, if anyone remembers Stardoll. Fits for Days. So that music, I guess, a couple friends, I like younger, the girlies. I would braid the girls' hair while they were reading in 2nd grade, and I would be like, oh my God, I want to braid all their hair. So that was a highlight. By middle school, the idea of a guitar became sexy. I wanted attention. So, what does one naturally do? Take up guitar lessons with a man named Angelo. Learn how to play, what was that? AC/DC, and then left. Hold on. Okay. I'm trying to... So we were just at... Oh, yeah. So the electric guitar was the first, like, OMG love. Love this. The sounds way cooler than the piano. Bar chords, tabs, etc. So I was doing electric guitar while me and my friend Harry, shout out Harry, discovered on computers there's this like back then there are these like sometimes like little random mics, and it had like a really weird long cord, but it was tiny. And I remember it was like off of his kitchen, and we were trying to figure out how to just record into a computer. And at that time, it felt so, maybe what was this, I'm going to say 2007. It felt so crazy to record and then listen back. And then I think you could like pitch things up and down, but that was literally about it. So we were like really into that, and we started covers, and I would sing. Because again, and I always kind of just like to sing. I would sing in like little school things. So I started singing, and he would play the guitar, and then we would just record these, and we posted them on this site called Ultimate Guitar. And our friends would listen, and they could leave comments and everything. I wonder if that's still there. I want to go back and see if like these songs from years and years ago, we did so many, I would say at least 100 covers, and uploaded them to this website. So we kept doing that. And then I wanted to build a studio in the attic of my house, like out of a closet, like just a booth, like a vocal booth. So my dad, for one of my birthdays, I love you, Dad, converted our upstairs attic closet to a vocal booth. And that's when the idea of artistry and production and clubs and other clubs and lights came to play. I think we're like freshmen, soph in high school. So that happened. I save up enough money one Christmas morn. No. Well, not the morning, but one Christmas season, I saved up enough money for a MacBook. I remember raking my grandma's leaves, like so pissed, like, and probably so bad. But I would do that a lot just for a little cash here and there. And then I could finally get like a white MacBook, and downloaded GarageBand, but also Photo Booth. After that, when I tell you loops, drums, loops, synths, that whole world was like crack, like that whole world. So I started staying up super late upstairs in my little studio, just garage banding it out, like no one could tell me no. So then I was doing the coffee shops through high school. I was doing the production in GarageBand. And then I started to slowly, I guess, write my own songs. And I remember the first song I ever wrote was called Going Back. Going Back Home. This was about my first girlfriend from middle school, but it still stuck with me, I guess, into high school early, where she went to Minnesota, found a boy there. So there was a line about baby run back to Minnesota. And I still remember the chords, but that was my very first song. My very first song, Going Back Home, stream it now. So I started with a single I remember called Primes, and I told everyone in my high school, listen to that song. I'm going to have a party at my house, and we're all going to jam to my single. And my parents found like Four Loko cans all along the backyard. They were pissed, but I was happy, and I think everyone else liked the song, or they just pretended, and because they were nice. So again, attention was had. Attention was met. People were listening to my music. I was learning. I was living. I was loving. There was another project along the way. It was called War, and that was like like around Buffalo. I wanted everyone to listen to it, so I was trying to get these like little spots here and spots there and show here, and that, I mean, you'll find out that actually was. I'm glad I did that because it was for a reason, or it all lined up. So, graduate high school, all boys Catholic high school. I don't know if I added that. Trauma. Then went to Ithaca College for sound recording technology. My idea was, we're blasting shit. We're making music every day. I'm gonna turn up. Like, I'm studying to be a star. I'm studying to be an artist. Like, this is crazy. Reality was, here's how you wrap a cable. Here's how you patch this over here so this person is happy and it sounds good. Bitch, I don't care. Conveniently, after a year of school at Ithaca, that same time, this person from Buffalo, I couldn't even tell you his name. If you're out there, you were hitting on my sister. That's all I remember. This person from Buffalo was in a meeting with a publishing label in New York. And this publishing label was putting together like a vinyl, and they needed some last local like artists to fill the spots on the vinyl. And this dude from Buffalo was like, "Oh, hey, have you heard of this guy, Ben?" And he showed them my project War that I talked about, which was just for my friends. And they're like, okay. These guys contacted me right towards the end of my first year at Ithaca, where I was like, get me out of here, get me out of here, get me out of here, get me. I was like, oh my God, is this real life? Is this real life? I was like beaming. So I was like, yes, you like me? And they're like, yeah, we vibe. So I said, bye, school. And I went to New York. Now you think, oh, that's so easy, right? Like you get the call and you go. No. Relations with a man began, and I was smitten. It was the first time I could be myself. I can, if I want to, I can say the word it. Like, this is crazy. So I moved with him to Los Angeles. LA. Don't really like LA. My publisher was in where? New York. So I said, hey, label, I'll go write with people out in LA, like get me people to write with out in LA. I'll be out that way for a little bit. And they're like, wait, what? We just signed. And I was like, yeah, that's what's going on. So needless to say, LA, not good. I was there for maybe 6 months, not even a full year. And I flew back to that airplane kind of ate. Nope. So I flew, then we flew back to where and why. This is now when these are buildings. This is now when I could officially begin the journey that I wanted to. I remember when I first told my parents, guys, hey, I think I want to sing. And they're like, yeah, you've been singing And I'm like, but like for a living? And they're like, oh, okay. So I get that U-Haul, move all my stuff to from Buffalo to New York after LA crisis, move in, living in Manhattan, loving, learning, loving. To pay the rent in New York, I would work at this place called Apple Inc. So I was doing that while writing and working with my little pub. And I was like, zoo. I love this life. I was in New York. I was like, this is everything I ever dreamed of. 18 or 19, prepping for my first release, meeting crazy artists, crazy songwriters. Like, I think it was very surreal. I wasn't processing it while it was happening. But then I started not going to work. I eventually got fired from my Apple job. Sorry, Steve Jobs. So, me in NYC thinking I made it. My full-time job is artiste with unemployment. Continued to write, continued to do showcases for labels who were insane. This one executive, they're obsessed with cocaine. So little old me, smoking cigs on fire escapes, going to crazy parties. That's a balloon. What was I doing? Writing. I'm trying to think of like the craziest session that I was in. This one girl, I'm not going to say her name, but she loved Adderall, like was obsessed with Adderall, kept having to take it within the session. And then we're like, yeah, hit the booth, girl. Like, show us what you got. No exaggeration. This lasted maybe 20, 30 minutes straight, nonstop. Like, didn't want to stop. She's like, yeah, keep it going. And she was like, and nothing of substance, nothing like, oh, that line was good. Like, keep that in mind. It was, we can't talk. She was in there. She was feeling. And she said she wrote for Halsey, and we got to check that out. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that because that kind of gives her away. But so all of that was happening. Things were going. I went to Sweden. I wrote with people in Sweden. Love you guys. Literally love Stockholm. But things went awry. Months go by. The episode that my song was in on a Netflix show called You came out. And I remember my whole family were like in the living room watching. We're like, oh my gosh. And we're like listening my songs on the like TV. And I'm like, this is insane. This is everything I've ever wanted. All while baby had $0.00. Holes started coming up everywhere, and the lies were being realized, and things were getting weird. And I was smoking that Marb, and I said, I want to go home. I cannot be here anymore. I can't be around you guys. There were some contractual obligations that I still had to do, but like, I don't want to physically work in this space anymore. I'm out. So right as a bitch moves back, guess what happens? Pandemic hits, germies. Me, wine, fam, gain 30 pounds, lose 30 pounds. Continue
You have cock?
making music, and still fart sometimes. Wasn't that just great? I had fun.